Hi.
Hi. Wait, are we just doing it?
Yeah, man.
Oh, man. I thought you were testing the sound.
Did it. It's been tested and we're ready to go.
Here we are. It's our September edition of the Stay-F-Homekins podcast.
Turn down the lights. I did not expect that to happen. Turn down the lights. Let's find a way. No one could have enjoyed that. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
I'm Paul F. Tompkins.
I'm Janie Haddad Tompkins.
We are a married couple living... I'm a comedian.
Oh, I'm an actress.
We are a married couple living in Los Angeles.
And we do a little after dinner podcast that goes a little something like this.
And if you're not careful, you just might learn something. So be careful.
And you won't learn anything.
Yeah. There's nothing to learn here.
You basically just learn that we're a little unhinged. We're a
little weird.
We like to be a little weird, be a little open about it.
I have a really twisted sense of humor.
And I have sort of like a silly take on life.
But basically, relax, you're at the lake. That's the tone of our podcast.
I just got myself some weekend fucking water.
Yeah, man.
And
this has been a long week.
By the way, we're in Los Angeles, in the middle of an historic. By the way, is it an historic?
I think it's an historic.
Or a historic.
I think the most common is historic.
Ahistoric.
Ahistoric is archaic. It's correct English, but it's archaic.
And historic?
And historic. Well, you don't say, you would never separate them that much.
A historic?
Yeah, that sounds normal.
Weather event.
Yeah. Now you say we're in the middle of it. This is supposed to be the tail end of it. This heat wave.
Okay.
This tropical heat wave.
We're having a heat wave.
You get what I'm
A tropical heat wave. Yeah. I don't know how that song goes. Is that how that goes?
The temperature's rising. It's really surprising. We certainly can.
Is that from like a musical or something?
I feel like it is. Is it from like Dan
South
Yankees
Pacific or something?
It's not from South Pacific.
I do not know anything about music. This is where out myself of I went to drama school and I know nothing about musical theater because I didn't study that.
Right.
So
was that offered at your drama school?
I don't know. The undergrads might have been more into that than the grads.
Right. What about the dads? If you're going to talk about the grads, you got to talk about the dads.
The dads, I don't know what the dads did.
Who knows what the dads think? They're inscrutable.
I just, I don't know anything about. I know some musicals I like, and I don't have knowledge of music. How some people have encyclopedic. Encyclopedic knowledge.
Yes, I do. I know many people like that.
Yes. Not me.
Not you.
No.
And not me. I know a fair amount, but I do not know as much as these people know.
Yeah, I don't know. But I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good with it.
Mm-hmm. You're not against it.
No, I'm not against it. I go to musicals sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I've had some soundtracks in my life.
Oh, sure.
That I played on repeat.
Yeah.
Anyway, here we are in this
historic heat. It's historic.
Okay, the reason why it's historic is a couple of reasons. One, it was really hot. Two, it was really hot for a really long time.
Yeah.
3, it was really hot for a really long time. And it never got cool. That's the big difference.
Yes. And the time of year, right?
I don't don't know about that. We get heat waves in September and October.
But to this degree?
Well, it's historic in general because it's so long.
Well, then that's part of it.
The reason it's like we're saying like it never got cool and that's what's so cuckoo, little nod to Cuckoo, who is not out yet.
We won't be seeing Cuckoo for a while.
And for a little bit. The reason that, because like in general, because Los Angeles is a desert climate. And typically overnight lows in the desert can be like something like 20 degrees lower.
Do you think people listen for this?
No.
This Bill Nye type explaining weather
Don't come
events.
to me for that. You can just not fucking come to me for that.
The upshot is it's hot and it sucks.
Oh, and it stressed the grid. This has so pissed me off.
We're trying to be good little citizens, and
they've asked for volunteers.
Yes.
And we said, I volunteer as tribute.
How do you know that? Did you see that movie?
I think I saw that movie.
Wow.
Not only that, I think I read that first book.
Oh, really? Well, it was a sensation when it came out.
That
sure.
was the problem. They were like, it's the sensation. And I read it and I was like, what?
We forgot to mention it's for children. Oops.
I think it's like YA.
Yeah, but that's kids.
But there was another book that was a sensation, not for kids, that I was like, really? And that would be the 50 Shades of Grey series.
Sure.
I read the first one and I was like, eh. Mm-hmm. Then also everyone was like, oh my God, this Twilight book is so good. I read that first one and I was like, nah.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, oh my gosh, Harry Potter, blah, blah, blah. And I read a couple chapters of the first Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Nothing against it.
Mm-hmm. We know we have friends who are big fans.
I think I would be a fan if I watched the movies at some point. I want to watch the movies.
I watched the movies. Almost all of them. I haven't seen all of them yet, but I was watching them in order. I forget where I was. I was flying somewhere overseas. And so maybe it was when we did that London tour for Comedy Bang Bang or the podcast festival or something. But I was able to watch like a bunch of Harry Potter movies on the plane.
Okay.
And I think I got almost up to the end.
That's fun.
And the movies get more interesting for grown-ups as they go along.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Look, I think it's great. I'm not.
Yeah.
Listen.
I read the first book and it was a little too young for me.
Maybe I'm not into series.
Maybe.
But I love the Neapolitan series.
Oh, that's My Brilliant Friend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was like
what
all
a fun
in.
Series.
What? It's so good.
It is really good, but it is relentlessly sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think toxic masculinity is?
Oh,
you think
did it.
You think toxic masculinity is a fucking party?
I mean, for the toxic males, they're having a great time.
Not true. I'm actually reading this book about relationships. It was going to be one of my recommendations, so I won't say the title yet.
Fun. Give some listen for.
Stay tuned. And I was reading, I got to this part because it talks about our larger culture and why everyone's relationships are so crappy because of this patriarchal situation. Apparently, oppressors, it's just as bad for their health as it is for the oppressed.
And yet, they live a long time.
But they're not fucking happy.
But
that's
they're still oppressing people. And you can't tell them not to do it.
I know. That's what's so stupid about it.
Yeah.
Because they could like be happy if they knew.
Why is it not great for them? Because they can never be satisfied with their oppression?
Well, this book sort of like posits this whole premise, okay?
Yeah.
That it's sort of like the premise is that kind of mental health or mental healthiness is built around the premise that you are neither better or worse than anybody. Like, in other words, like there's sort of like this equality to the human experience, like to being human, I guess. And if you understand that in your relationships or whatever, Look, I'm not.
Well, the problem I
My
have,
head is like-
the problem I have with that is for an alpha male like me, it's really
Okay,
hard.
Joe Rogan. It's Joe Rogan. Is he an alpha male?
I'm
Or is
sure.
he a beta male?
No, I'm sure he refers to himself as an alpha male.
Is he a
if
kappa
does.
male? Or
I don't know if it goes through the whole Greek alphabet.
Oh, it doesn't?
I don't think. I wonder.
Sigma.
I can't say for sure.
Sigma male,
A zeta male.
Zeta. All I know is that
A phi male.
is that if you understand your sort of like this vision about humanity, that you're neither worse or less than anybody.
Yeah.
That's like good for the whole fucking deal.
Well, yeah. Yeah. But
Relationships, though.
How
I'm
do
talking
you-
about intimacy.
that, of course, that makes sense. And I think it's easier to achieve that in relationships.
It's not, apparently.
I'm saying easier. I'm not saying easy. I'm
Okay.
saying it's easier than getting the world to acknowledge that, because there's so many fucked up people
Right.
that are like, we are better. I'm better than you for, my race, for my gender, for my religion, whatever.
My awesome voice. I just said that.
Who do you think that is?
Me. Because before you said I was being like Elizabeth Holmes. And I was like,
Yeah, what did you
should
say?
I talk like Elizabeth Holmes? Like, should I talk like Elizabeth Holmes?
What
Would
did you
I
say?
get-
You put on a voice when you said something.
I said something.
before we
I got the
began.
special olives.
I got the special olives. But you put on a voice.
I
when you
didn't. I
said it.
just happened to
No,
say.
you did.
I didn't. I was just saying I got the special olives, and it happened to come out like I got myself some special olives. It just happened to come out like that.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I don't know. I think the key, so this whole, like, the whole theory of this relationship expert is not just about, like, this vision of, like, no one is better or worse than anybody, like that there's this sort of neutrality to being human.
Right.
He also talks about the American dream being reframed into, like, a lot of people, I guess, like, they believe the American dream is sort of this capitalistic pursuit, right?
Yes, I think the common understanding of the American dream is
Yeah.
you can be whatever you want.
Like a rags to riches.
Yes, you
to
can
me.
be whatever you want.
Like
So,
Barack Obama.
Yes.
He was like this guy with a weird name from Hawaii,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
he became the president.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like, that's like supposedly
Well,
the American
But
dream.
it did transform into a business thing where it's like you can become rich.
Right, totally. Like, oh, I don't like when my gut hangs out. I invented Spanx. And now I'm like the Spanx Empire or whatever. I just feel like that, like, his whole thing is like that we should be talking about the American dream more as like this psychological achievement
Yeah.
where we can find this intrinsic happiness and intimacy in our relationships.
Yeah.
As opposed to, like, I have 2 Cadillacs now.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up, walking in the snow barefoot both ways, and now I have Cadillacs.
Yeah. But it's supposed to be life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That you
Right,
can
but
be
no one
free
talks
here.
about the happiness part.
No, they don't.
And guess what?
Well, it's the pursuit of happiness. You're not guaranteed happiness.
Oh.
Meaning that you can live your life the way you want to live it, and nobody's gonna. You're protected legally. Nobody's supposed to stand in your way.
Right, like if I'm like, I gotta have like 10 wives, and they're all under the age of 12. Is that what that means?
If that's your pursuit.
But I feel like that takes the happiness away from those under 12-year-olds.
Well, exactly. Now they don't have the right to the pursuit of happiness. What a country.
Listen, all I'm saying is something that I forgot about that had to do with, like, a bunch of books. Series.
Wow. I didn't realize you'd forgotten that much of where you were. in
Where
the
was I?
conversation.
It's really fucking hot in our
Just
house.
the idea. It's so hot. It's so
Okay, so we volunteered. Oh, I know what it was. We volunteered as tribute.
Right.
We volunteered as tribute. What that means, if you're a Californian during a heat wave, it means that when the grid, which powers our electricity, is being taxed. That you volunteer between the times when we don't have the electricity like churning and chugging along, which is between 4 p.m. and 9 p.m. coincidentally happens to be the hottest time of the day. You volunteer to don't use big appliances and turn your HVAC or whatever to a 78, which is a balmy situation here right now.
It is.
But we've been doing it. And the reason that we did it is not just because we were asked to, but the repercussions were that if we taxed the grid, I don't know if there was that thing in Texas where they lost power because of the snowstorm or whatever. We could have lost power.
Yeah, which we have in the past.
Yes, and sometimes that's like transformers blowing and or just like overuse, whatever. Yeah. So we were like, we don't want in this 100-degree scenario because we're blessed to have air conditioning in our house. We didn't want to lose
divine right from God
power. Yeah. We just didn't want to lose the power. So we were like, okay, let's cut our usage. Man, people online, they were so pissed about it. Like right-wing talking point people.
Of course.
They were like, I cannot fucking believe y'all out there in fucking California. First of all, your governor, he came on that video and he's wearing a long sleeve jacket. He's got his AC on. Second of all, that damn governor, he told y'all had to buy electric cars in the next 50 years. Well, now he's saying you can't charge him. And I'm like, you dumb fuck. First of all, I have an electric car. Second of all, I drove it all week. Third of all, I didn't need to charge it. And if I did, I would have just done it before I went to bed. And it would have had 200 and something in my tank, 200 miles in my fucking tank by the fucking morning. Yeah. I don't know. People are so stupid.
I know. It's like this same culture that like worships World War II and the Greatest Generation. It's like they don't, like the idea of sacrifice is just meaningless to them. It's an insult, you know, that it's like, this is a very common sense thing that we're doing. It sucks for a little bit, but you know, it's not that big a deal, really.
Well, I grew up in like a hurricane-prone area, and before like the storms would blow through, they would tell you, go gas up your car. Yeah. Go gas up your car. Yeah. Go fill your bathtub with water. Go, put some boards up on your window. Yeah. And all this stuff. And nobody said, what? You're telling me to gas up my fucking car before a fucking hurricane? Instead of like, wait, you're telling me to charge my car not between the hours of 4 and 9 during an historic weather event? I don't like it.
Hurricane comes from God. Heat comes from the devil. This is just how it is.
Satan, we rebuke you.
Satan, we rebuke you.
Satan, you're in here, and I can feel you.
Satan, leave this house.
Satan, leave this house.
We call upon Father God to make you leave this house, Satan.
Satan, leave this fucking house.
But look, here's the thing. I'm happy to be back home.
Paul was on tour for a month.
Historic heat wave. I was on tour with Comedy Bang Bang for a month. Had a really wonderful time.
They did it, y'all. First of all, no one got COVID on the road.
Nobody got COVID on the road.
I probably got it today running errands, but whatever.
I tested today. Did not have it. So that's good.
Oh, you had to test today?
We just decided to for the podcast. We're recording the Neighborhood Listen. And, because Nicole Parker, my co-host, has a
little child,
an adorable little child at home. Yeah, she's just being cautious,
Yes.
So we're,
I don't like the home tests though.
Well,
home tests aren't.
I know, but it's
instilling confidence in me.
I know, but
they only seem to work when you're super symptomatic.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think that we're all doing okay. But this was a very busy week that I came back home to, and I'm like trying to get on top of all my shit. And
you had amazing Varietopia on Sunday.
Thank you, my dearest darling.
Are people going to be able to find that Varietopia online?
Yes, they are. That will be online. We're a little late with the last show that was in July. That will be up soon. They'll both be up soon.
You guys, you got to check out the Varietopia.
Vimeo, Paul F. Tompkins. You'll find them.
Vimeo, Paul F. Tompkins. You got to watch them.
But
They're so good.
Yesterday I got to host with my friend Tawny Newsome an event called Star Trek Day, which is a recent sort of celebration in the Star Trek franchise. I think only in the last few years. The idea is it's the anniversary of the premiere of the original Star Trek series.
Which was when?
I don't remember the exact date, and I'm going to have to ask you not to call me out on specifics.
So maybe it was...
so I don't get in trouble.
But maybe it was September 9th.
1960-something. Maybe 68 or 69, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably maybe 66. The show only ran 3 years.
What?
Yeah, the original series is only 3 years. It's supposed to be 5.
Okay.
They even say 5-year mission
September
on the opening
8th,
thing.
not September 9th.
September 8th, yes, because today is the 9th. And it was a lot of fun. It was a very cool thing to be a part of. It was live, which meant like a lot of technical hiccups and stuff like that. But I find that kind of fun, actually.
Yes.
But
I did tune in for a minute or two between my stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Paul's like killing it. I thought you were like killing it.
Thank you. People were very nice to us online, by the way. I was like looking at just trying to find out what the response was.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not see any negative comments about us and the show in general. People really seem to enjoy it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Thank God.
But I had a weird, okay, so here's what happened.
Okay, I'm ready.
There were various stars from the various shows were going to be there in person.
Okay.
So the current shows are Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek Picard, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Star Trek Lower Decks, and Star Trek Prodigy. That's 5 shows that are running right now.
Dang.
We had 4 cast members in person from 5 of those shows.
Okay.
And so then Tawny and I divvied up who's going to interview who.
Okay.
And so I did Lower Decks and Picard.
Okay.
And Tawny did Strange New Worlds and Prodigy. And then there was like a video package from Discovery.
Okay.
So this was very cool. So I asked Tawny, like, can I do Picard? Because I would love to meet Patrick Stewart. I've never met him. And she said yes. And so that
was nice of Tawny.
It was very nice of Tawny. She had met him before, and she was very nice to let me have that. So I was very excited. The day of, it was unsure whether or not he was going to be there. Like when we first were talking about this, he was not going to be there.
Okay.
Then we heard, no, he is going to be there. And then as it got down to the day, we're not sure if Patrick's going to be here or not. And I was like, oh man, I hope he's going to be here. And then he was. Like we were doing red carpet, the show was about to start, and we could see him at the end. He was like the last person to arrive.
Whoa.
And it was like, oh, this is cool.
So like you didn't even know he was there until you saw him.
Yes, exactly. I didn't know if he was going to show up or not.
Okay.
And he did show up, and I was so excited. And so Tawny and I do our opening thing, and then this is the first panel interviewed, and it's me with the cast of Picard, which was Sir Patrick Stewart, Jerry Ryan, and Michelle Hurd.
Okay.
And so this is a great group, very exciting. So the lights go down, and Reggie Watts was doing music, and so he's doing his thing. He's making beats and stuff. It's really fun. And in the darkness on stage, they bring on chairs, and then the cast of Picard comes in. Patrick Stewart is first. I meet him, shake his hand. It's very nice. It's like thrilling to shake his hand. And then after him was walking in after him was Jerry Ryan. Mm-hmm. Now she and I met a million years ago at a Thrilling Adventure Hour at Largo.
Okay.
But then have only really seen each other online since.
Yes.
Then. And so she held out her arms for a hug. And so as Patrick Stewart is sitting down, I'm bringing my hands up to hug her, and I hit him in the face. Like a definite hit. And even worse, he's wearing glasses. So it's like hitting the glasses into his face.
Is this on camera?
No, it's not on camera.
Oh, okay. This is in the back.
Some people in the
Stage.
back. No. This is on stage, but with the lights down.
Oh, I get it.
So it was not part of the show, but there were some people in the audience that managed to capture it. You can sort of see it, but I'm blocking him. But you can see me react and, all that. And he was nice about it. He sort of, chuckled a little bit, but, I apologized. He didn't really say that's okay. But that was absolutely for me the weirdest way to meet someone that I admired.
Of course. I mean, no one wants to hit anyone in the face, let alone Sir Patrick Stewart.
Some people want to hit people in the face.
Not me.
No, you don't, because you're a sweet little angel. But
Yeah,
there's some violent people out there. But it was very exciting to interview him, and then the rest of the show went really well. It was very fun. Afterwards, there was a sort of VIP reception, which was like an indoor-outdoor thing.
Okay.
Now, remember, it's 100+ degrees out.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been outdoor at all.
It's the middle of the day. Well,
Yes.
people have COVID concerns and everything.
I get it.
And so I went, I wasn't going to go to the little reception, which was right there. Like, you didn't have to travel anywhere. It was right there. And I was like, I'm probably just going to go. And I was talking to Tawny, and she said, well, I said, I'm not going to know anybody. And she goes, no, you're going to know people there. But you can hang with us, and just have like a drink or whatever and leave.
Okay.
I was like, okay, I'll go in, have like a beer or something maybe.
Yeah.
And then go home.
Okay.
Went in, immediately I went up to the bar. One of the Trek people came over, like the producers of the event or somebody who works in the Trek organization came over, started talking to me. And this is a very nice person, and we were having like a fun chat or whatever. And I was like, I'll get a drink. And then we were talking for so long that other people were then coming up to me and introducing themselves, like people that worked in Trek and everything. And everybody was very nice, but I was like, I think I'm going to skip that beer. And then on my way out, met like 3 more people who I chatted with for a little bit.
Yeah.
The last 2 literally said, I know you're trying to leave, but I just wanted to say hello. I love that they acknowledged it. It's like, I can see that you're trying to, said it.
Yeah.
And so then I left, and then I just got back in the car, and by that point, it was so hot.
It was so hot.
So hot.
It was so hot.
And I'm wearing a 3-piece suit.
Sure, and you've been on stage.
And that's my curse. Look, I brought that on myself.
Yeah, well, what are you going to wear to host Trek Day? You're not going to wear
That's exactly right.
a tank top.
No. I'm not going to show up like some slob.
To host Trek Day?
To host Star Trek Day? I don't think so.
No, Star Trek Day deserves, whatever.
I did not have it as bad as beloved drag queen Jackie Cox. Who
what was
in full
Jackie
regalia.
Cox in?
She was wearing like a beautiful, it was very Star Trek-y. Yeah, she had the wig, she had all the full makeup and like a headpiece on the wig, and then like this ball gown, like this iridescent thing. It was a lot.
Heat.
Looked fantastic, but look, you pay a price for this kind of thing.
Yeah, especially in the heat wave.
It's me and the drag queens.
Well, do you think that the Star Trek Day is still up? Like, if people want to revisit
it is. It's on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of neat.
Yeah, if people want to watch it, it was fun. It was really fun.
And you said it's relatively new. Was it last year or just?
They did it. I think they've done it the last few years. Yes. Last year apparently was 4 hours long. And I think yes. Yeah. And I think some people were like, maybe not 4 hours.
Like a Jerry Lewis telethon.
Yeah. Now, see, I heard from somebody it was 4 hours. Then I heard from somebody else it was 6 hours. So I think in people's minds, it was maybe longer than it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So tell us more. Like, you've been on the road, you're back.
Yes.
You stepped right into Crazy Town. You did Varietopia. You did Star Trek Day.
We had a birthday party for a friend last night. There was a salon birthday party where everyone had to do a party piece.
Yes, and we did our party piece.
We did our party piece, which was we did dramatic reading.
We think it went over well. We're not sure.
I wasn't sure. I feel like went over better than I did.
Well, that was surprising because Paul wrote us the sketch to do.
There's also an audience of 6 people. So, I mean.
Yeah, but Paul wrote us a sketch, and I mean, By all intents and
I transcribed a sketch. This was actual
but
exchanges
you did
that
write
I had.
it technically because you wrote.
Yes, but it was exchanges with phone scammers that I've had where I engage them and talk.
So we did a dramatic reading of.
Yeah.
I played all the scammers, but ostensibly, I'm the straight man in the sketch. Ostensibly,
yes, but I mean, it can't be a completely straight man because the things that they say are funny.
They're
weird.
They become surprising.
They're so weird and specific, and it
takes it on a surprising journey, not just what you've written as the reactions, but how the scammers respond.
Exactly.
So in a way, like, okay, I got more laughs than I thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
But to be fair, it was a friendly audience.
Yeah. It was a friendly audience. And then we talked about these phone scams for a while, which was fun.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so some Stay of Homekins fans came to Riotopia. I interacted with some.
Oh, very nice.
Shout out to
that.
June, I believe. June, I think. Forgive me if I'm getting your name wrong. There was a lot happening. Also, that might have been the hottest day of the heat wave.
Man, it was hot. It was so hot in that room. It was hot backstage.
I met a Stay of Homekins fan at a museum. I won't name it. An art museum. I was with my mom.
Why won't you name the museum?
Well, because maybe this person doesn't want to be found.
Well, you don't have
They
to
work at the museum. Sorry.
Oh, they work at the museum.
Sorry.
Okay.
I meant this person works at that museum.
Right. Listen, if you go to any museum in Los Angeles.
I was doing mom stuff because my mom was visiting me while Paul was doing his Willy Loman thing. And I was home alone.
It's very sad the way you make it sound.
You were out on the road selling your comedy.
It's vaudeville, baby. It's not Willy Loman. Come on. People want this. I'm not trying to tell people things they don't want.
Is that, I forgot the whole death of the salesman premise is nobody wanted
Well, he was a door-to-door salesman, and he was just a mediocre person.
Was he, though?
Yeah.
I thought that the whole point of Death of a Salesman, and maybe I'm telling on myself that I didn't pay attention in drama school enough.
Uh-huh.
Although we were talking about that last night. The drama school thing last night, which I can bring up in a second, was that he wasn't mediocre. Like, we're supposed to walk away from Death of a Salesman feeling this person who we think is mediocre. We're supposed to feel the humanity of their presence.
Well, I think we're supposed to think that every life is important.
Yeah,
right?
just because he just didn't do so good as a door-to-door salesman. He didn't need to fucking kill himself for the insurance.
Yes, attention
Sorry,
must be paid.
you guys.
Yes.
Spoiler if you haven't read the whole thing.
Or if you haven't seen it live on Broadway with Brian Dennehy playing the role of a lifetime.
I'm just saying that, we're supposed to walk away being like, you know what? There's beauty in the small things.
Exactly.
We don't have to be a slave to this, what other people think or what other people.
Yeah. Even though this guy sucked at his job, cheated on his wife,
also maybe
and was a
didn't.
shitty dad.
Well, okay, that was his toxic masculinity thing because he didn't know how to achieve intimacy.
So true.
Okay, so wait,
hold on. We should take a break. We're at that time.
How?
Honey, time flies when you're having fun.
Well, we have a new sponsor we get to introduce.
Very exciting. More Wednesday of Homekins returns.
So hang tight. You guys, we are so excited to talk about Mint Mobile. It is a wireless provider. Those big wireless providers, they forget that families come in all shapes and sizes. That's why Mint Mobile decided to shake up the wireless industry with their brand new modern family plan. Each line starts at only $15 a month, and you only need 2 lines to get started, no matter how big or small your family is. You deserve to save on your wireless service. And guess what, guys? I set up my Mint Mobile number and it was so easy. They sent me like a kit and I was able to just like pop out my SIM card and have my number up and running like in 5 seconds. So for anyone who hates their phone bill, Mint Mobile offers wireless for just $15 a month. Mint Mobile gives you the best rate, whether you're buying for one or family. And at Mint, families start at 2 lines. All plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Plus, Mint Mobile's Modern Family Plan lets you mix and match data plans so everyone gets the amount of data that's right for them. So use your phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with all your existing contacts. Switch to Mint Mobile and get premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month. And we have a special deal for our special listeners. Also, by the way, I love that in the kit when I changed over to Mint Mobile, they sent me this like little cute key that had like a little tool to pop out my SIM card. And it was just very easy. So to get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month, including the Modern Family Plan, go to mintmobile.com/homekins. That's mintmobile.com/homekins to cut your wireless bill to $15 a month. mintmobile.com/homekins. Thank you, Mint Mobile.
This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Life can be overwhelming, and many people are burned out without even knowing it. Symptoms can include lack of motivation, feeling helpless or trapped, detachment, fatigue, and more. Man, I know all of those feelings, sometimes separately, sometimes together. Life is full of challenges, and then we got a bunch of more challenges that we never even thought of thrown at us recently, and it's been a lot, everybody. We associate burnout with work, but that's not the only cause. This is what I'm saying. Any of our roles in life can lead us to feel burned out, and BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you to prioritize yourself. Talking with someone can help you figure out what's causing stress in your life. Man, therapy absolutely changed my life for the better. It didn't make my life perfect, but it made my life so much more manageable, and it made me able to deal with the hard times in a way that I couldn't before, and I'm the better person for it. And I want that experience for everybody. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Stay F Homekins listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/homekins. That's BetterHelp.com/homekins. Good luck, everybody.
You like meal kits?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Sure,
you.
I do.
Well, who loves you, baby? Green Chef. Do you know what Green Chef is?
Refresh my memory.
It's a CCOF certified meal kit company. Green Chef makes eating well easy with plans to fit every lifestyle. Whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, veg, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals, baby. Green Chef offers a range of recipes to suit your prefs. Okay?
This is great news, by the way.
So you can elevate your dinner experience with the fall's finest collection, a curated selection of farmstead faves, fresh seasonal ingredients, and premium protes.
Premium protes?
Green Chef is the number freaking one meal kit for eating well with dinners that work for you, not the other way around. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Green Chef's pre-made and pre-measured sauces, dressings, and spices get you more chef-curated flavor in less time.
Oh, yeah.
It's both carbon and plastic offset. They offset 100% of their carbon footprint as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you're reducing your food waste by at least 23% versus grocery shopping. Listen, we use Green Chef because they're our beloved sponsors. But if they were not our beloved sponsors, we would still use Green Chef because they spice up your dinner life like nobody's business. It comes right to your doorstep. And if you're not like a, like foodie person and you don't know how to make stuff, it puts you in that space where it kind of teaches you and bridges the gap to get you how to make stuff.
That's what I need.
Okay. So I love Green Chef. I do the balanced meals. I think they're delicious. Every single time they look just like the photo on the recipe card. So why don't you go to greenchef.com/, HOMEKINS135 and use HOMEKINS135 to get $130 off across 5 boxes and your first box shipped free.
Yeah.
That's greenchef.com/HOMEKINS135 using code HOMEKINS135 to get $130 off across 5 boxes and your first box shipped free, guys.
This is good.
Get your dinner going. Get those fall flavors going.
Pumpkin spice it.
Do it.
Green Chef.
The #1 meal kit for eating well. Yeah. We're back in the podcast game, you guys.
Yeah, man.
I don't know about this heat stuff. It's crazy.
It truly is.
It's crazy.
And it's making me go mad.
So my mom came to visit, and I did a bunch of mom stuff with my mom.
Yeah.
I took her to the needlepoint store. Okay.
That is a mom thing for sure.
So we went to the needlepoint store, and they have a new location all the way in Santa Monica.
Wow. That's a long ways. For people who don't know. We live on the east side. Santa Monica is decidedly the west.
The west side. No. It's not a place I go unless I have like
a mom.
So I take my mom to the needlepoint store, and we get in there with those ladies, and we're all like, "Oh, look at these flower patterns," or like, "Look at these.
This is so pretty. Oh my gosh, look at this.
I like working with this thread, or I like working with the the silks or the wools, or, like whatever, just get your needlepoint on or whatever." And I'm like, okay, when in Rome.
I'll like these things because we're here.
Okay. So I got myself like a little needlepoint kit. It's a holiday themed. Mm-hmm. It's a Santa. Listen, I mean, it was a cute Santa.
It's very cute. And listeners, I'm going to tell you, I've seen this pattern, and I've seen the under construction progress, and it's pretty cute.
It's coming along. It's a little large to turn into an ornament. Oh, it's Cuckoo.
To what do we owe the honor? Good to see you, Cuckoo. You know what, Cuckoo? I missed you.
Hi,
Wait,
Cuckoo.
hold on a second. Okay, you're talking about your mom. I want you to finish your story.
You can interject something. It's not like a penalty or something.
No, I didn't want to interrupt you, my honey.
But I can go back. I can do 3 things at once.
No, you just finish your thought, and then I'll talk about my thing. Why are you staring at me like that?
I don't know. I'm making a Santa.
It's very cute.
Too small for an ornament, a little large for a frame. Mm-hmm. No, a little small for a frame. Too large for an ornament, too small for.
That's that Britney Spears album.
Oh my god, y'all, Britney. I'm sorry, what? Britney. I guess she released this new song, and I didn't hear it or nothing. Mm-hmm. It's like a Candle in the Wind or something. Song
for Queen
or
Elizabeth?
Rocket Man. No.
Oh, she did something with Elton John.
Yes.
Yes, I heard about this, but I haven't heard it.
But like in general, just like Britney's been sad online, and like like she's trying to work out her trauma, right. And she's doing it so publicly, which makes sense in this strange way because she knows no other way to live.
It seems to me,
I'm listening,
that she's lived her life.
What does that mean?
Like a candle in the wind.
What?
You thought I was done? It seems to me she's lived her life.
Are you like...
She's over.
I thought you were going to say something else, but doesn't that make it seem like she's going to die?
Well, we're all going to die, honey.
Thank fucking Christ, because I am, having a time over here.
Do you think if Princess Diana is in heaven, right? Mm-hmm. And then Elton John rewrites Candle in the Wind.
Okay.
So it's not about Marilyn
He
Monroe.
rewrites it for everybody.
No, he's only done it He's only done that one time.
No. He did it for more than one.
No.
They did it for Diana.
Yeah.
And
That's what I'm saying.
They did it for Marilyn.
No, he did it for Marilyn, and then he rewrote it for Diana.
That's
Are you
twice.
No, he didn't rewrite it twice. He wrote it once for Marilyn Monroe, and then he rewrote it for Princess Diana. If you're telling me there's a third one, I'm going to lose my mind. But here's my theory. If I was Princess Diana, who was a friend of Elton John's,
okay,
they loved fashion and shit, right? They were buds.
And like raising money for causes.
Yes. So then she dies horrifically. She's in heaven, in royalty heaven.
Okay.
And then she's looking down. There's Elton John at her memorial service.
Okay.
And she's like, did this guy just weird Al his own song to be about me? I don't get an original song.
I mean, I guess
I have to share a chorus with Marilyn.
In my mind, she's like thinking, that's a pretty good fucking song. Like, I get it.
I hope so. I hope so.
You know what? I think the problem was he shouldn't have written it for Marilyn. He should have let it be an open book for anybody.
Anyone who died.
Yes. Yes.
Why? But I mean,
that's what he should have done.
But he wanted to write a song for Marilyn. That's why he wrote the song.
Oh, God. I don't.
Imagine if he was writing it for Marilyn and he said, you know what? Maybe I should just leave this open-ended so I can have a song to sing whenever anybody dies.
Yeah, that's what I think he could have done that because like.
Well, he also wrote Funeral for a Friend, which is as vague as it gets. There's not even lyrics in that.
By the way, there is a lot. Oh my God, the air conditioning is coming.
Oh, bless you. Oh, bless you, Father God. Thank you. Father God, thank you for letting us meet the heat requirement for the air conditioning to come on. We praise you, Father God. We rebuke you, Satan. Get out of this now cooling house. Get out.
Rebuke you, Satan. Satan. Like a candle in the wind.
Oh, no, he wrote it for Satan.
Never knowing.
Goodbye, Lucifer, though you fell from God's grace to hell.
Never knowing who to blame. I don't know the words to candle. But it would make sense because candle, fire, Satan, Lucifer, fire.
Classic.
Wind.
Yeah.
I could see wind, hellfire, wind.
Absolutely. Do you think there's wind in hell?
Oh, there's fucking wind in hell.
Like, is it bad?
Yes.
Or is it just like, here's
no,
what I
it's
think.
like sandy wind that gets in your fucking eyeballs.
Here's what I think would be worse.
What?
If there's the occasional light breeze. So you have like this tiny moment where it's like, that's nice.
You know what?
Yeah. But it doesn't
bad.
last.
That is so bad.
It doesn't last. You don't know where it's coming from.
Bad. It's not even funny how bad. Okay.
So here's
the fact that the air conditioning came on.
That means it's fucking hot.
That means it hit 79 degrees
in the house.
Yeah. And it's like a steam bath in here. First of all, LA, not a big humidity climate.
Didn't used to be.
Getting it tonight. Because there's also like a tropical storm coming through.
Yeah.
Tropical storm K, look it up. Google it. Google it.
I'm so mad that we have mosquitoes now.
You know what? Me too. I did not like it. We didn't have them. We didn't have them. We didn't have them.
And then thanks to Biden's stolen election.
Oh, I was been thinking about this. If you think that Biden stole the election.
You might be a redneck. If you think that Joe Biden stole the election, you might be a redneck.
You might be. No, if you think that if you think that Biden didn't win, don't vote.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I would say the system is corrupt and don't vote.
Don't do it because I'll tell you why. It will make you feel bad.
Yeah.
So just don't do it.
Don't do it.
Just don't do it. And you like voting in the midterms and the next presidential election, if you think Biden stole it, isn't going to fix democracy for you.
We shouldn't. This is actually voter suppression.
Oh, it is?
I mean, we're kidding around.
Is it? It's not voter suppression.
I mean, we're not the government.
It's not voter suppression.
Yeah, we're not Jim Crowing people by saying this.
It's voter discouragement.
Which is surely that's allowed.
That is allowed. It's called First Amendment, bitch. You want it? My First Amendment, bitch.
My First Amendment. My First Amendment.
My First Amendment.
Wait,
Election.
I want to talk about the exciting event that happened to me today.
I'm listening.
Okay,
Get my weekend water.
Okay, Frasier.
I have so many voices in me tonight.
People may know, if you follow me online, you may know that I'm a big turtle fan.
Turtles.
I like turtles. Like that boy from the famous video.
Turtles.
I like turtles.
What?
There's an old, it was like an early internet meme. This little boy who maybe is challenged in some ways, has zombie makeup on. He's got like some scary Halloween makeup on. And he says, I like turtles.
That's sweet.
It is sweet. It is sweet. But we're not here to talk about him. So I'm a big turtle fan. Love them. I think turtles to me they're both very dignified and very funny at the same time. I love how old they are, how long they can live. Mm-hmm. They're wild creatures. How slowly they move. Tortoises, my favorite. Gotta love tortoises. My friends, Brett and Dana, moved to a new neighborhood.
Okay.
A lot of nature out there. They regularly have bear sightings where they live.
That's nuts.
Yes. Not that far away from us either.
Don't like it.
But the other day, I'm going to say this happened last week. A sulcata tortoise, wandered into their backyard. Mm-hmm. They looked out the window and they saw this tortoise there. They don't have a tortoise. And then all of a sudden, they do. They don't know who the tortoise belongs to.
The tortoise adopted them.
Well, exactly. Who saved who? They tried to find out who it was, who belongs to this tortoise. Uh-huh. They call like animal control, some thing that specializes in tortoises or whatever, I guess. And the guy was like, I get 500 of these emails a day.
What?
Yes.
The fuck?
Maybe not. Hold on a second. Maybe not 500. Maybe 100, which is still
that's
insane. A lot. Yes. And I mean, what's funny is, for years we've been doing this Neighborhood Listen podcast where we take next door posts and, use them for improv.
For the improvisations.
And we have seen over the years so many posts about missing tortoises or found tortoises. And it seems impossible that a creature that's this big and this slow can be away. Escaping.
Yeah.
And people can be finding it on their property, whatever. But
also, it seems like you could be able to somehow mark your tortoise.
Well, people do that. This is what I found out today.
Oh.
So some people write their phone number on the bottom of the shell. Some people write the name on the shell.
Okay. I don't know if I like that because that might not be good for the tortoise. This ink thing.
It might not be. I don't know. I bet it's okay. But I don't know for sure. But they still had, I was waiting for this because we have been recording over Zoom for a long time. And now we're back to in-person recording.
Which is great.
Recording at Brett's new place, his new studio. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, I hope by the time we do this, they still have that tortoise.
And
guess
you
what?
met the tortoise. What's the tortoise's name?
They call him Rupert. Who knows what his real name is? But they call him Rupert. Who knows if he's even a he, by the way? I don't know how you tell. Rupert Holmes, that's right.
Getting caught in the rain.
Yes. I don't know if that was the inspiration. But let me tell you something. I met this dude. I got to feed him some peppers and some cucumbers. It was the most exciting day of my life.
That is a really fun. I haven't met any tortoises since our last recording.
You should meet this tortoise.
I haven't met any animals, really.
You should meet this tortoise. I got to pet him because their shells have nerve endings, so they like to be pet.
That's sweet.
I got to touch his little head and his little neck, which was so soft.
He liked it.
Like his head is leathery, and then he's got this soft neck behind his head.
Oh, that is so sweet.
Yeah. But it was very, very exciting. I couldn't believe it was happening to me after all this time.
You had a better day than me. I had to get a new tire.
I did. I got to do 2 fun podcasts back to back and then meet a tortoise.
I had to get a new tire, and my tire guy, who, by the way, I only go to this one tire place.
We're a one tire place family.
I find he's not charged me before to patch my tire.
I don't know how I've had that too with tire guys. Even a different place that I went to.
I try to tip,
Yeah, but they're like, I don't know. They're like, nah, that's okay.
But this time he couldn't patch the tire because the implement was on the sidewall of the tire. And by the way, it was supposed to be like a self-healing tire, and he was like, yeah, that's like not a thing.
Yeah. They have that with bikes too. There's some gel that's supposed to fill in.
So I had to replace it. And so I was like, okay, I mean, you got me by the short hairs, man. I got to do it. Like, I live in LA,
You won this round, I guess.
So he puts my new tire on. And I'm like, by the way, I'm like dying of sweat. Like, there's no air conditioning in there. I'm just like waiting. It smells like fucking rubber. And then we're checking out, and he is like, you don't have a lot of miles on your car. I'm like, yeah, well, it's like we've been mostly working from home the past 2 years. Mm-hmm. So like I didn't put a lot of miles lately. And he's like, oh yeah, the pandemic. He's like, that whole thing is not, it's like not a big deal, right?
No.
And I was like, oh, okay, he's like, yeah, I've had COVID 3 times and I'm still here or whatever. And I'm like, hey, like, that's great. Like, hey, we're still here. It's good to, whatever. He's like, I had it. I never gave it to my wife or kids. We slept in the same, me and my wife slept in the same. She never got it. And, I stayed home because that's the protocol. But, like, he's like, and the shots are just, they're just protein, right?
Just protein.
And I was like,
so he's essentially saying he's never had the shot.
I don't know what he was saying. First of all, like, he speaks protein. Another language that is not my language.
Well, like, why aren't they just water? You know what I mean? Like, if they're going to do a scam, why would they bother putting...
By the way, like, at this point, like, I just want my tire and I want to go home at this point. Like, I'm so sweaty and I've been filling my tire for like 3 weeks.
Yes. You're like, why isn't it self-healing?
I've been filling it with my favorite, compressor that you plug into the cigarette lighter.
I got one after you raved about it.
And you've used it.
I have used it.
You had to get a new tire too.
I've had to get a couple new tires recently.
Because your tire shredded on the free. You had like a blowout. You had like kind of like a blowout.
I had like the mildest, quietest blowout. Where
that's what you want, though. You don't want it to be a bad, scary blowout.
Yes, it wasn't like I was careening around the highway, but I rode on. I had to unfortunately ride on it for a little bit to get off the highway.
Which you're not really.
You're not supposed to do that at all. I should have just pulled over on the shoulder and called
I know,
AAA.
but the shoulder.
But I also didn't know that's what was going on. But by the time I was getting to our neighborhood, I was like, I should not be on this.
Yeah, because you can damage the rim. That's why.
You don't want to damage the rim.
Because if you damage the rim, then you have to replace the whole fucking thing instead of just a tire. But the AAA people came and they replaced the tire and they did not. There was no damage to the rim. There was no
damage to the rim. Praise God. But Father God, thank you for protecting the rim of my car tire.
But like our dear friend Casey's going through a thing with Carvana.
Oh boy.
That's a whole thing on their podcast, so I don't need to bring it up on this.
There's a little cross promotion there.
But if you listen to Busy Phillips is doing her bust. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
You will hear Casey's
whole thing.
Car saga.
Yeah, because she got the car from Carvana and then she got the car wrapped for like a very good price. I even saw the car after it was wrapped. It looked awesome.
I didn't get to see it.
It was like teal.
Yeah.
And then she had a freaking dangerous blowout on the freeway or wherever.
Terrifying.
And they came to fix the tire like the AAA roadside people do. And they said, this car has been in a terrible accident. Look at the frame. That's why you had your tire shredded. And she was like, what? No, I bought it from Carvana. And they go through this 100-point thing and they swear to up and down on the Bible that like it hasn't been in an accident.
I would love it if you went to the Carvana website and there were pictures of them swearing on the Bible.
And they were
This car
like-
has never been in an accident.
And they're like, no, even my dumb eyes from 10 feet away can see this frame has been in a fucking bad accident.
That's what the guy said? The Carvana guy?
No, the fixer of the shredded tire guy.
Oh, forgive me. Okay, don't get mad.
And she's like, but they swore on the Bible. And he was like, that Bible was empty, babe.
Is that you saying that? That's your turn of phrase?
It's my dramatic interpretation.
I like it. I'm saying, was that a direct quote from Casey, or was that of your own invention?
It's my own.
That Bible is empty. I like that.
That Bible is empty, babe. That Bible is empty, babe. And so she was like, please.
I'd love to use that in court.
She was like, Carvana, come on, bitches. You know, you sold me.
She took it public. She was like,
She had to.
I try not to be.
It's been 5 weeks.
I try not to be a Karen.
She's been out of, and a lot of people are like, you're not being a Karen.
Yeah.
That's not being a Karen.
Yeah.
Like being a Karen is like a different thing.
By the way, I am all in favor of shaming companies.
Are you?
Yes. If you're able to do that, do it. If you have a little blue check on Twitter and you're like, hey, you did a fucked up thing, company.
I mean,
do it. Go
she
ahead.
kind of had to because they were like slow rolling her.
Yeah.
They were slow walking her.
Yeah.
And she was like, y'all, I've been without a fucking car in Los Angeles. I'm not even from here. I moved here 2 years ago in the pandemic and I need a fucking car. And it's been 5. And it's true. Like she has been without a car because like, I'm like, I can't even make plans with Casey unless I'm like definitely going to go pick her up where she lives, which is not next to me. But like, you know, one day I think I went to her house. I did go to her house to hang out just because she couldn't drive the car because it was like rendered neutral.
Rendered neutral.
Until the Carvana people could.
I'm sorry, I have bad news. Your car has been rendered neutral.
Anyway, I was like, but I think that they finally responded. I don't know the final outcome of that. But the whole like blowout thing bums me out because it scares me.
Yeah,
it scares me. And like I had to get a new tire. You know, they kind of say a thing like if you have low tread on a tire, there's a bit of conventional wisdom that says you should replace all 4 tires at the same time.
Yeah, I wonder if that conventional wisdom comes from tire companies.
Well, it's because you want to wear the tread of your tires.
Of course.
However, there's another conventional wisdom that to me contradicts.
2 schools of thought?
Yes. And it's from like people I know who are like engineers or blah, blah, blah. And it's if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
So if it ain't broke, don't fix it because you're going to fuck yourself over.
One monkey don't stop no show.
I'm not familiar. That is
It's the name
new to me.
It's the name of a play, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. One monkey don't stop
What was
no
your
show.
favorite news cycle since our last cast?
My favorite news cycle? I will admit that I have not been as newsy.
Did Harry Styles spit on?
That kind of news. Sure.
No, I like other news.
That I've been following.
I'm into the whole DOJ judge canon stuff.
The Harry Styles stuff. Everything about that movie, about Don't Worry, Darling.
By the way, can I just say, I have no fucking idea what that movie is even.
I don't either. We saw a
about.
trailer. We saw a trailer for it.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
When?
The last time we went to the movies, I think before Elvis. They showed a trailer for that movie. Yes, they did.
I've never seen Harry Styles in a trailer.
We may have both not realized that was who it was.
What?
Yeah.
What is it about?
I don't know. I saw the same trailer you did.
I was probably talking to Carla.
I thought it was somehow connected to the atomic bomb.
I was scanning the menu QR code on because it was when we went to the.
I thought for a second it had something to do with Robert Oppenheimer because I knew there was an Oppenheimer movie coming out, but it wasn't that, and I don't really know.
Wait, you think Harry Styles is in the Oppenheimer movie?
No, dear. No, I don't.
Also, I don't care about it. Is that weird?
No, I don't care about it either. But it is that fun. It's a very Hollywood thing to be entertained by a sort of disastrous production. And the movie is getting
That's true.
The movie is getting some good reviews. It's not like it's an outright bomb. Some people are saying it's good.
I'm going to be a little conspiracist, even though I'm not deep in the world.
Sure.
Isn't it true that Ted Lasso hates Olivia Wilde?
I don't know if that's true.
Didn't he like serve her with papers?
There was an incident where she was served with child custody papers while she was on stage at Comic-Con.
Okay, can I just say, not a good sign that you're not hated by a person.
Well, that's true. Considering everything that you have to go through
if you share children with a person, and you're willing to serve papers to the other parent that you share children with in a public forum like that, that's
you have to pay for the person serving the papers to get into that room, and then they are able to walk up.
Well, you have to
them.
pay to serve. You also have to pay them the service fee.
Well, yes.
There's like a fee on top of that.
Yeah, but that's a given. What's not a given is saying, I'm going to buy you a ticket to Comic-Con, all access pass to Comic-Con. But anyway, I don't know.
That's messed up.
I don't know Olivia Wilde. I don't know anything about her.
No, me neither.
I know that she got a lot of hate from Harry Styles fans because they don't want him dating anyone.
Wait, but she got hate recently because there was this video where she said that
Shia LaBeouf was fired from this movie because Florence Pugh didn't want to work with him because he had some abuse allegations, and then he said, "I wasn't fired. I quit."
Here's a
video of you begging me to come back.
So, but okay,
which
fine.
I will say this: what a weird move to say. I'm going to take a video while I'm driving and send it to you. Like what?
Or they FaceTimed and he videoed it. That's what I got from the.
I don't remember seeing his picture in the video though, which you would see on a FaceTime. It sounded very much not like they were having a conversation. She made a video while she was driving saying, Hey Shia, here's what's going on, Miss Flo, all this shit. I just was riding my horse, that's why I look so sweaty." Which is a great detail.
By the way, watched a lot more of the video than I did. Okay, but I guess my point is that some of the negative stuff, could it be connected to this messy divorce or this messy custody thing that we don't know about? Like, could there be some dark forces underneath that are like, let's make Olivia Wilde look very shady? I don't think these are all connected. I don't know.
I don't think they don't feel connected to me, but I don't know. I don't know either. I would be surprised if that were the case. If it was if Jason Sudeikis and Shia LaBeouf got together and said, let's take her down or something, I would be surprised.
Right.
Yeah.
I do think that when children are involved in something like this, and I guess I'm talking more about the papers being served or whatever, rather than a publicity for a movie that I don't even know what it's about. Yeah. Like, I think that sucks. Mm-hmm. That just sucks.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks.
Oh, it does. Well, it sucks.
For the kids. For the kids.
Kids have it hard enough if they are children of a failed
well-known
union.
People. Yeah.
A failed union. Much less it being public record. Everybody knows this story about your parents, which is like, and it gets much worse, of course.
I think it's embarrassing that a father did that to a mother. I think that's embarrassing.
It doesn't look good.
I don't think...
No matter how much you hate this person.
And maybe it is not even hate. Like,
who knows? Like,
sometimes, like, shit goes to lawyers, and then lawyers are like, we're going to take it. Don't you worry. But we're going to, we're going to the mat.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And it's like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, did anyone see Marriage Story? I mean, you never saw Marriage Story?
I never saw it. I've just seen the memes. Punching the wall.
I weirdly was so emotionally devastated.
I heard it was really good.
I loved Marriage Story.
Yeah, I
loved the performances in it.
Yes.
I don't know if I could watch it again, actually, because
You're not going to do like a rewatch every year?
No, it's not. It's not It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But it's Noah Baumbach, is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
And it's like the story of him and Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Yes.
Right?
That's what I've heard.
And like their breakup and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's a lot.
Why didn't Jason Sudeikis and Olivia Wilde just do that?
I don't know. It was intense.
Yeah.
That movie was intense.
Well, listen, that's a good segue into recommendations. What recommendations do you have? It's time to reveal the name of the book. People have been screaming at their iPhones, at their iPods.
I'm reading this book.
At their droids, at their Zunes.
Here's the thing. I started this book about relationships because I'm curious about relationships. Like, I think
that's good.
That
you're in one, honey.
We are all in them. We're all in them.
That Bible is empty, babe.
The Bible is empty, babe. Carvana swore on that Bible. Guess what? The Bible's empty, babe. Carvana used the Bible that President Trump used for the photo op in the summer of 2020.
They swore on an upside down Bible.
By the way, that Bible was empty, babe. That Bible was empty, babe.
That Bible was empty, babe.
That was so... Okay. Oh, that leads me to a second recommendation. Okay.
Well, wait, you got to tell the name.
It's called Us, and it's by Terrence. I think his last name is Terrence Real. Just look at the book Us by Terrence.
Is that what the Jordan Peele movie was based on? Because that doesn't seem like good relationship advice.
By the way, I don't know. I landed on this book. There was an interview in the New York Times with this guy, and the book has a foreword by Bruce Springsteen. Very weird, okay? But I guess this guy...
I read a lot of books.
I guess this guy is like a couples counselor to like a lot of stars. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's a couple counselor to a lot of stars? I get it.
Don't be upset. It's Goop Press. I don't read a lot of Goop...
If what?
It's Goop Press.
Goop Press?
Yeah.
I did not know they had a publishing arm.
I didn't either, I guess. But here's the deal. Listen, I guess I read this interview and I was like, okay, this is interesting. It seemed also like it felt like aligned with the therapy I'm in.
Yeah.
You know, where you kind of work on yourself and like you do your own shit or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this is interesting, blah, 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 blah. So I started reading the book. By the way, I recommended it to a lot of people so far. I'm like kind of at the end of it now. I recommended to my friend Catherine, of the 3-minute review
fame.
With her and Mike.
The formerly Daily Podcast.
By the way, yeah, well, they're on a little travel thing. Right?
Sure. Well, don't make promises.
But she's back in LA in like 10 days. And I'm counting days because Catherine's like one of my best friends. But like, so I was like, okay, I knew she would read it. Mm-hmm. Like, I literally was like, you need to read this. It's about relationships. Mm-hmm. And like, literally the next day, she was like, this book is blowing my mind.
Wow.
This is how we are, though. Like, me and Catherine, like, we have like a thing, and I was like, I know, it's fucking blowing my mind. I don't, like, it does go in some crazy areas about like society, which I did not know it was going to go. Like, I thought it was about marriage.
Yeah.
And therefore, like not marriage, but like your intimate relationship, but therefore like also like all of your relationships. But then it goes into this global place. And I'm like, okay, but it kind of makes sense that it does.
Right.
And I'm okay with that. But the empty Bible thing led me to my second recommendation. And I have another one after that. My second recommendation is the latest Frontline. It's called Lies, Politics and Democracy. It's probably going to win an award. It's on PBS or blah, blah, blah. I just say that. I don't know. But like, I don't know. Because like Frontline, like they do their homework. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, they do.
And they have like an incredible narrator. He's like, and then
he's a great narrator. He's got a great voice.
He like reminds me of the guy who narrated, but not totally, but like the guy who narrated Exterminate All the Brutes, which by the way, like,
oh, that voice.
I voted for that guy for an Emmy.
Me too.
Whatever. Okay. So watch the latest Frontline, guys, because here's the truth. The media is not our friend. And I say this, and I'm not like saying like in a fake news way. What I'm saying is we have to diversify our streams of information so much more now than we ever have because of like capitalism. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Then the third recommendation, and I'm going to recommend it because I have a feeling you might recommend it, but I'm going to beat you to it.
I think I know what it is.
Okay, I love the show Bad Sisters on Apple TV because Sharon Horgan's in it, but the entire cast is amazing. And it's like so funny and like...
Well, there's a new one tonight.
Oh, I know. Believe me. If you have Apple TV Plus, it's called Bad Sisters. If you don't, I bet you can buy a season pass for it.
Yeah. Do the free trial and like cram it all in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wait till the season's all
but also,
up there.
if you do have Apple TV Plus, I'm going to plug this only because I have a friend in it, but also it's quite good.
Oh, yeah.
It's called 5 Days at Memorial. It is a miniseries about this true story about what happened at this particular hospital in Katrina. My friend Monica White, she was a very talented actress. We went to undergrad together. She's from South Carolina. She's in several episodes. She's wearing the LSU cap. And she's a terrific actress. But everyone in the show is giving me chills.
Yeah, great performances.
They have offered these performances about this true story in such an honorable and respectful way that, and I don't know where the series is going because I'm not studied up on that particular story of Katrina about the Memorial Hospital.
Yeah.
But it is fucking chilling. And everyone should watch that as well. So if you get on Apple TV for your free trial, or maybe you subscribe, watch 5 Days of Memorial and Bad Sisters, but also go to PBS and watch the latest Frontline and also read about relationships on Us. Okay, your turn.
There we go. I'm going to recommend, I finished the Slough House books on the road.
You loved those books.
I read them all. I tore through them and now I'm done.
Maybe I should read those. Do you think I would like them?
I don't know if you would, but I think you would like this for sure.
Okay, I'm listening.
So then I started reading a collection of stories from Andrew Sean Greer. He wrote a book called Less that came out a couple years ago that I really loved.
I think I read that book.
Yeah, I loved his
It's
writing.
about a guy.
Yes.
It's about a guy.
It's about a guy.
I read that book.
And there's a sequel to it that's coming out this month called Less is Lost. But this book is called How It Was for Me. It's a collection of stories. His writing is beautiful. I love it's such great turns of phrase, but it's not like ostentatious. It's just beautiful. It's a pleasure to read. It's a pleasure to read.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I want to recommend that. I also want to recommend She-Hulk on Disney Plus.
With Tatiana, our friend Tatiana
Maslany, who is, it's great to see her doing comedy. She's so funny. She's really charming as this character. It's a great role for her, and the show's really funny.
I like Tatiana because she's like one of those people that you can't not look at.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Like she has an energy about her.
Captivating.
She's captivating.
Yes.
But she's captivating and like, I don't mean this in a weird way, but in a non-threatening way. Like, you know how some people are captivating and you're like scared to talk to them, but because she's Canadian, you're not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah. But she's great on the show.
She's like accessible.
Yeah, it was really fun to watch. And the latest season of Resident Alien is on too, which I've recommended before, but really enjoying that show.
Because your friend Mandel is on it.
Mandel was on it. My friend Alice Wetterland is on it still.
Wetterland.
Yes. And there you go.
They have really cute actors on that show.
It's a great cast.
The kid actors are so
they're
freaking adorable.
Yeah. And they're great. Yeah, it's a great cast. So that's my Rex.
That's it? Just 3 things? I did 4. You don't have a 4th?
My brain is done. My brain is.
You know
you know what? Varietopia, of course, on Vimeo. Go check it out. But I will say this on the Star Trek tip: Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds are both great new Star Trek shows. Lower Decks is animated. It is very funny, but it's also a really good Star Trek show. Like they have great stories, great plots, and great characters. And there's like more character depth and development than you would think for an animated show. It's also very cute to look at.
Yes.
And Strange New Worlds is a going back to a more traditional Star Trek of like individual stories. They go to different places and deal with, you know, whatever they find there. A really terrific cast. I was so excited to meet a lot of them at Star Trek Day.
I can't wait to.
But it's a great show.
I'm seeing my other BFF Samantha this week, and she's a big Trekkie, so
That's
I'm going to
true.
ask her about that because I know because I was like, Paul's doing Star Trek Day, and she's like, oh, I'm into it or whatever.
And there you go. So there you go. We're all caught up. Did I think I ended up with 5 recommendations. It's not a contest.
Well, since we're doing it monthly, I think it's okay to drop like extra recs.
I think so.
We'll be back in October.
Yes. Thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it.
We drop an episode the second Friday of every month. You can find us on socials at stayfhomekins on Instagram, at stayfhomekins on Twitter. We also have a Gmail at stayfhomekins@gmail.com. Yes, we read everything, not every day. I actually stumbled across an email today that was like, urgent. I'm seeing Paul in Cleveland tonight. And I'm like, oh, this is like.
Oh, this was the soda person.
What happened? Oh, it was?
Yes.
Oh, that's
okay. This was a listener, and forgive me, I can't remember your name because the tour became a blur, but I do remember.
Where's my soda?
Meeting you.
Was it soda for me?
I decided not to bring the sodas home, but to offer them to my castmates.
Okay, fine.
But we talked on the podcast about loving Dang soda.
That stuff is like liquid.
And this nice person, they brought me 2 6-packs, like a variety of different flavors.
I'm so jealous.
Some that we'd had
right
before,
now.
some new ones.
I'm like kind of jealous right now.
Oh, they were delicious. I shared them with the rest of the gang.
What's your favorite Dang?
I think my favorite is the butterscotch root beer.
The butterscotch root beer is hard to beat, but I will say the Italian cherry is
delicious.
Like
there was a red cream
close
soda.
Close second to the butterscotch root beer.
There was a red cream soda that I hadn't had before that was also delicious.
Oh,
but
I don't think I've tried that one.
we have to find out who has it in LA because we said that we couldn't
there's
find
like
it anymore.
weird soda shops that you can find in LA.
Yes.
Blah blah blah.
But so this nice person got them backstage, and it was funny because, when I got backstage, Brett was already there, and he said, "Yeah, this person dropped these off and said that this is like your favorite." And the packaging was so nondescript that I was like, I don't know what this is. And then when I finally got through all the plastic and everything, I was like, oh my God, this is what a treat. So thank you. Thank you again so much for bringing those sodas.
I will say this much. If there's an immediate situation, the fastest thing is to tag us in a Twitter thing.
Probably true.
So
but look, it all worked out.
At Stay of Homekins, at Janie Haddad, at PF Tompkins.
And we're not. There's not a plea for gifts. You don't have to give us gifts.
No. But I'm saying because I wasn't checking as regularly because now we're dropping monthly.
Yeah.
And we don't know what our 2023 schedule is going to be yet.
Do you know out there?
I'm wondering bi-monthly. Is
what happens.
bi-monthly twice a month?
It means both. It means twice a month or every 2 months. Isn't that stupid? What a dumb language. Yeah, I know.
Okay, allow me to
twice
rephrase.
a month is what you're saying.
Or is every other week twice a month, but there's 1 month where there's probably 3.
Well, we'll figure this out off air. But thank you
This
so much.
sounds like the parking schedule for LA.
Oh, God. Americana brand memes, where are you when we
guys,
need you?
thanks for sticking with us. We know we've been
We know you have many choices for podcasts, and we appreciate you choosing us.
I know you don't, and we want to do more watch-alongs. We really do. But,
we do.
Paul was traveling, and now we're back.
But now I'm back from outer space.
Yeah, and so we're still here. And we
don't forget
we
about us.
love you guys. You're the best.
And we'll see you in next month.
So until then,
stay safe, stay sane, and stay strong
of mind.